William Flukey Stokes was an American reputed mobster from Chicago, Illinois. Stokes was from the South Side and well known for his silk suits, diamond rings, and flamboyant lifestyle. As a drug trafficking kingpin and pool hall owner, Stokes immortalized himself in Chicago by throwing a $300,000 party on his 30th wedding anniversary in 1985. And for the decadent funeral he arranged for his murdered 28-year-old son, Willie the Wimp Stokes Jr., in February of 1984. The elder Stokes had his son buried in a Cadillac-style coffin with $100 bills stuffed between his diamond ring-laden fingers. In 1986, on a cold and rainy November night on the south side of Chicago, after taking in something wild at the movies, drug kingpin Willie Stokes and his girlfriend stopped at 79th Street in Calumet to grab some popcorn from an all-night convenience store. After leaving the store, the party of four headed home, but a surprise was in store. When Stokes' Cadillac arrived at his girlfriend's home, two killers were waiting. The gunmen sprang from the bushes and emptied both a machine gun and a pistol into the bodies of Stokes and his driver. His girlfriend wasn't hit.
Unit 5 has learned exclusively that police are concerned about a possible drug war because 3 different big-time dealers would like to take over where Flukey left off.
When Willie Flukey Stokes was buried, the head of the largest single independent drug operation in Chicago history was laid to rest. But the body of his drug empire is still alive and thriving and in turmoil. There appears to be 3 groups mostly for control of Flukey's $50 million a year drug network. One group is headed by Gordon Battle, Flukey's former partner, another by Chuck McFerrin, Flukey's arch-enemy, and the third by Sam Love Jr., Flukey's former associate. The struggle for control of Flukey's well-entrenched drug turf started, and members of Flukey's organization were brutally gunned down. Narcotics investigator Tom Shinnick.
And they're vicious and violent enough that they would protect themselves at all costs.
On November 10th at this restaurant, Flukey met with this man, Chuck McFerrin. Police theorize that McFerrin is the self-appointed leader of the new cartel. Also at that meeting, Pedro Rodriguez, a man police consider to be a major supplier of cocaine and heroin to Chicago drug dealers. Rodriguez, believed to have organized crime connections in New York, Detroit, and South Florida, may have made a pact to deal only with the new cartel. The cartel is expected to take any action to gain control of Flukey's lucrative drug empire. And the big question is, how much is Gordon Battle willing to give up? Battle, known as Chip on the Street, is Flukey's heir apparent. Battle lives in a fortress-like house on the far south side of the city. He was Flukey's partner for the last few years. Another group police believe could emerge as a major source of drugs is the Love family. Police discovered evidence of the Love's big-time drug business on January 19th, when narcotics agents raided this Alsop apartment house and confiscated more than $500,000 in drug money. The cash, in mostly 10s and 20s, belongs to Sam Love Jr. The street has been relatively quiet since Flukey was murdered, but police say trouble could erupt at any time, because in the drug business, takeovers are generally not friendly.
Despite extensive criminal histories, none of these men have been convicted of serious drug offenses. Unit 5 has learned that federal drug agents have been investigating the Flukey drug network for 3 years, and we have also learned that IRS was on the verge of indicting the flamboyant drug dealer for tax evasion at about the time he was killed.
Flukey never handled the dope, he handled the money. And this man, Earl Wilson, started giving drug investigators an idea of just how much money Flukey was making and how much dope he was pushing on the streets. Wilson became an undercover operative for the police, and he documented 6 weeks of Flukey's activities. Here at 121 East 47th Street, Flukey set up office and counted his dope money, which was brought to him in gym bags, briefcases, and paper sacks.
In December of 1987, Earl Wilson, 34, was convicted of murdering Willie Flukey Stokes and faced a mandatory life term. Stokes, 49, and his driver Ronald Johnson, 48, died in the gunfire on November 18, 1986. At the time, Wilson was working both as Stokes' bodyguard and as a police informant. Recently, there's been renewed interest in Mr. Wilson's case, and an effort has been made to review the judgment and have him released. That is still pending.
I'm a gambler. I shoot pool.